Get ready to move, get ready to groove. We're bringing the funk, gonna make you move. Life back system, it's time for change.
I am going to be extremely involved in MAHA, Make America Healthy Again. If you're not familiar with that, please reach out to us because we are going to be using testimonies. We're putting documentary together. We have a lot happening with that because most women that are from 50 to 80 years old, out of the baby boomer, we have the tail end baby boomers, the hot ones, and then we have the ones that are the beginning ones that are now 75, 80 years old. All of us, and I feel like I'm the tail end of a baby boomer area. So like even at 50 is a little sketchy, but we are going to include the Gen X's and we're going to include the millenniums. So I just wanted to go over some astounding numbers that I think you guys will need to write down, pay attention, and realize why your voice must be heard to fight back against big pharma and the federal government, who the FDA, who's been like destroying us for years. I hold nothing against my parents because it wasn't their fault that it happened. They just listened to the government, probably just like I did, and we do what either our parents did or we do whatever we think is right. So these numbers are amazing. Right now, we have since 1960, obesity was only 17.5% of people had fatty liver disease. Now we have 2 trillion people that have fatty liver disease. Obviously, we can look over the time frame and we can see the correlation between processed foods, ultra processed foods, chemicals, toxins, what's being sprayed on our crops in order to get bigger, better crops, which most of us are like, oh, yay, look at these big old strawberries. They're so beautiful, whatever. But the truth is they're full of pesticides and things that are going to kill you. And worse, they're killing your liver, because once your fatty liver has moved on to other stages, yes, there's hope, but you start to get all these autoimmune diseases and you start to get type 2 diabetes, obesity. And if you've been with me at any time at all, you know that I always ask which came first, obesity or fatty liver disease. And to be honest with you, it's just like the chicken or the egg, because they are both a problem and we have to focus on that. So supplements right now is a $20 billion a year industry, $20 billion. Worse yet, a third of the population is already on supplements that are doing them no justice. They're coming from China, they're coming from India, they're toxic, they have all kinds of problems. And yet here we are. I just feel so frustrated over this because we go to work and we get taxed. We go to the store, we get taxed. We buy these products, we're back at the doctors, we're paying the insurance. And all the while, as the consumer, we're screwed. I really hate to say it that way, but it is so truthful. So this whole multivitamin, $30 million a year on the low end supplements. So if you were to talk to somebody in 2020, 56.7 million people will tell you that they're taking a supplement that is a multivitamin, that it's giving them the robust feeling. They validate things. They're getting paid to endorse whatever it is. They're even getting paid to sell them, right? Like we all know how multi-levels work. I've been a part of lots of wellness stores. I can tell you my testimonies. But the thing is that nobody has any health improvement. This bothers me tremendously that we're spending $400 a month on hard-earned money back on something that's leading us to not healing, which obviously, as most of you through my liver story, that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here, to be a voice of your liver, a voice of my liver, and a voice of the liver of the kids to come. Right now, the average person will go to the grocery store and they will spend $96.50 on a supplement. They don't know why they're buying it. They don't know how much to take. There's a sign that says lose weight, drop your belly fat, buy this tea, quick results, lower your cortisol, like whatever it is. And trust me, influencers are huge on type A personality people, or people who have already gotten themselves in these shoes because they're obsessive compulsive. I will raise my hand and be 100% guilty, because there's been times in my life I'm like, oh man, does that really get rid of wrinkles? Not paid. Maybe that's really the one. But the truth is, none of that's going to work. And what does work is carnivore. So I'm going to get through this really quick. I'm going to read to you guys 25.59% of women use supplements that they've never gotten any benefit from, and they never even stayed on 30 days. So it says must take 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 120 days. They didn't even make it through one bottle. Their cupboards are full. They take them and they put them in the trash 6 months later, and they're like, oh, this probably has no potency. I'm just going to get rid of it. Men are almost as equally bad. They're 50.8%. So you would think with these numbers that everybody would be healthy. We'd all have like super long hair and we'd have perfect skin. The truth, in my opinion, the writing's on the wall. Now, here's some information that just really woke me up again. Over 60 is 80.2%. So of the wellness purchasers, the people who are buying these supplements are over 80% is over 60. And for men, it's 67%. And then over 50, it does drop. And then for some reason, when we hit 18 to 21, it shoots back up to 90%. Does that not tell you something about the younger generation? They're already watching us age out and they're like, boy, we better take that. We better have this. We better consume whatever. And the bottom line is they're actually putting more junk into their liver that ultimately is going to make them sicker than even we were. And I just have to share this really quick, you guys, because I thought it was hilarious. This morning, I was on the phone with my daughter, who is a huge TikToker. She's a TikToker influencer. And she's, Mom. I go, yeah. She goes, I got some groundbreaking news. I go, you do? She's, yeah. I go, what is it? She goes, did you know that the liver is the only organ that can repair itself? I wanted to hit a wall with my forehead because I'm like, do you remember what your mother does? That's the whole message here, is that your liver can heal itself. So anyways, I just thought it was funny because even though we're talking to people and we're putting into them, they're not always listening. So at the end of this, I want you to remember something, that even when you're planting seeds, quite frequently, they're not listening, but don't stop. Don't stop being the best you that you can be. If you're feeling good, hang in there. If you have people telling you you're going to die from high cholesterol, you're going to die from carnivore, you can't do this forever, it's not going to sustain you, remember, it will. So stay steadfast in your walk, especially if it is truly your belief system. Okay, this is something I said to myself. I'm just curious where you're at. If you felt this way when you started your carnivore journey, or if today is day one, you just want to know what this is all about. Here's something that I said. I saw the end before I got there. Death was on my doorstep and I was forced to change. Has anybody else ever felt like that? I literally sat back and I was like, wow, this really does apply not only to my life, but to the life of my husband, because I was not only faced with a lot of disease myself, but I was looking at him and I'm thinking, really, only 30 days to share our time together? That is really what drove me to make sure that I could have a voice for MAHA and a voice for the liver.